Jesse Minter, he's the new Ravens coach, but he has reunited with them, by the way. He was the I think Ravens assistant coach or OC coach, which he was, by the way, under when John Harbaugh used to be there after 18 years there. But he's the new Ravens coach, by the way. That's all I can say. But that's reunited, which he is, by the way, from 2017 to 2020, by the way, which he was on a 5-year off, by the way, guys. Also, guys, Fernando Mendoza going to the 2026 NFL draft, which is also, guys, Ryan Wedding detained again on drug trafficking, murder, and also the possession of illegal weapons and firearms, by the way, which he was. And I'll get you guys to have a sure on that. After he was on investigation, by the way, after he was on the run at the FBI's Most Wanted, by the way, which he was. So he has been detained, by the way, and he's going to be in court on Monday. I'll get you guys a sure on that as well. And the FBI, they're investigating Jim Mercy's death to what led to it, by the way. And that's all I can say about that, guys. And also Sunday's main event that's going to be tomorrow night. So that's all you got for that, guys. All right, so first things first, guys. First, starting things off with the fact that Jesse Minter, he's the new Ravens coach, reuniting with the Ravens from 2017 to Dumpster Fire 2020. He's in there. He's back there on a 5-year off, by the way. He was on the expert tutelage of John Harbaugh, by the way, which he was. John Harbaugh has been there for 18 years with the Ravens, by the way, Ravens coach. But now John Harbaugh's with the Giants coach, by the way, which he is. So congrats to Jesse Minter on that, by the way. Big opportunities for him, by the way, on that as well. That's all there's to say on that. Also, none elsewhere, by the way, guys. Fernando Mendoza, he's cool. He's coming off the heels after winning the college football title game this past Monday. He's going to a 2026 NFL draft. Wow, he's the Heisman Trophy winner, by the way, guys. So, guys, your thoughts about that? Also, guys, another news, important news elsewhere, by the way, guys. Ryan Wedding detained, apprehended again, and he was charged with conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled substances, conspiracy to export cocaine, also continued cocaine enterprise, by the way, his criminal enterprise, and murder, and also charged with murder, by the way, relating to the export cocaine, related to the with the criminal enterprise, the drug crime, Wedding was the drug crime, by the way. Now, after this, Ryan Wedding was accused of the massive murders, by the way, of massive murders, by the way, killing Colombia's witness in a restaurant and shot to the head, who was intended to testify against him, running a criminal enterprise where he sent 130K plus pounds cocaine a year. He was sending this cocaine to not just U.S., but like SoCal, even I guess San Diego, even international from Colombia, Mexico, Canada, and it's put by Sinaloa cartel, by the way, as well. And I told you guys, U.S., Canada, Colombia, Mexico. So yeah. So basically, he was previously convicted back in the U.S. back in 2010 for conspiracy to distribute cocaine, and got sentenced by that time back in 2010. By the way, he was on the run at a 15 mil bounty placed on it. By the way, now 62 bikes were seized. By the way, he was detained yesterday in Mexico. By the way, he was facing a drug trafficking charge that back in 2015, since 2015, by the way, in Canada. He got now 35 plus were detained, by the way. There were also there were bikes were seized, drugs were seized, 3.2 mil cryptocurrency recovered, 13 mil assets confiscated, by the way. So basically, you guys already know that Ryan Wedding, who was on the run, by the way, he was nowhere to be found. But it was detained yesterday in Mexico. Now, if you guys remember that Ryan Wedding, this Canadian Olympian skiing drug turned kingpin, was on the run from the FBI. And he was on the FBI's most wanted list, but now he was detained yet again. And he was charged. In the previous charge, he would say was money laundering, wire fraud, murder for hire plot, possession of illegal substances, by the way, also for murder, first-degree murder, aggravated murder, by the way, also for drug trafficking, illegal use of firearms, possession of firearms, by the way, cocaine possession, by the way. But now he's been charged, by the way, for conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute cocaine and conspiracy to export cocaine as well, by the way. He continued the criminal enterprise and also got charged for murder, by the way, as well. So, unless convicted again, he's looking at a life long sentence he's looking at a death sentence, by the way. He's looking now it's gonna be in court on Monday, which is, by the way, on Monday. He's looking at life behind bars, without bail, without parole, without parole, without even any of that. So that's all this is. So his court appearance is gonna be on Monday, by the way, guys. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And that's all there is to say on this. So again, guys, Ryan Wayne was detained again just yesterday in Mexico, as he was charged for conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled substance cocaine, sending 130K plus pounds of cocaine a year, by the way, to U.S., Canada, Mexico, to Colombia, which he was, by the way, and he was protected by a Sinaloa cartel. He was on the FBI's most wanted list. There was a 15 million bounty placed on him, by the way, but he has been detained yet again. He'll be in court by a Monday, and that's all to say about that, guys. Unless he's convicted yet again, he's looking at life behind bars, without parole. Life length. He could be looking at death sentence, by the way. He could be looking at death sentence, by the way, without parole. So that's all I gotta say. That, guys, that is all there is you need to know on that, buddy. So yes, Ryan Wenning detained again on the for running an illegal criminal enterprise, drug trafficking, cocaine possession, also for exporting cocaine from like U.S., Canada, Mexico, Colombia, protected by Sinaloa cartel. He was on the run, but he was the future. He was the FBI future, by which he was, but that's been detained yet again. So that's, and I mean, he did spend time. He was convicted, by the way, in the U.S. jail, but he was he got out, did his drug. He went back to doing his old dirty tactics, by the way, doing drug trafficking, by the way. But he would be detained yet again as of yesterday on Thursday. So there was a arrest went out there was a 50 mil arrest went out for Ryan Wenning, by the way, but he has been detained yet again. That's all there's to say on that, guys. That's everything there's you got now. So that's all I'll say. So his court appearance is gonna be on Monday, guys. Stay tuned for that. Also, there's another, by the way, that let's see here. The FBI, that, by the way, they're investigating Jim Irsay's death and looming and also the looming involvement of a Cali addiction specialist by the name of Dr. Harold Tunian, Irsay's relationship, and the people that Irsay used to contact with, by the way. Subpoena issue earlier this month, by the way, back in LA. Irsay had experience with substance abuse and numerous ODs. Neil took him out, by the way, but he said to have cardiac arrest, by the way, but the cause of death has been announced yet, though. Official cause has not been announced yet, though, and that's what the FBI and that's what the coroner report's looking into, by the way. That's all there is to say on that, guys. So, guys, that's on that. Let me know, guys. I'll just as well. That's all you got to know about him. Also, by the way, guys, so big congrats to Cindy Love. She's gonna have her first kid up. By the way, congrats on that, by the way. Also, let's see here. And that's also, by the way, guys, Kevin Johnson, who is a former NFL star, was seized at 55 from blunt head trauma and stab wounds, and also at a homeless encampment, and I think it's in LA, by the way. After being phased out, by the way, after being able to regain consciousness, by the way. Rules of homicide. Also, the death probe is gonna be underway. He was a 93 draft pick to the Pats, the 95 with the Eagles, by the way, and it was back in 1996. And also he played with Rays, also with the AFL. So, real my condolences go to Kevin Johnson's close ones of his family members, all from news there, Eagles, all this horrific loss of Kevin Johnson. Lived awful news there, guys. It's very no, this is suicidal. We're not sure, guys. If you know something to do with suicidal, please just use the call the suicide prevention hotline. That's all you got it for that. And it's very know about that, guys. That's all there is to say on that. So Kevin Johnson was seized at a 55 from blunt head trauma and stab wounds. So really awful scene there. Really awful news scene there, guys. Really awful news there. And none of those, by the way, guys. The Sixers they beat the Rockets 120 to 122, and also there was a controversial goaltending call that on KD, by the way. So your thoughts on that, guys? Let me know about that. But the Sixers they still won that, which they did. Nuggets beat and the rest they never right. They never do. Also, Nuggets beat the Wiz 197. The Bulls they defeated the Wolves 120 to 115. The Spurs they defeated the Jazz 126 109. The Clips they defeated the Lakers 112 to 104. The Blazers defeat the Heat 127 110. The Hornets defeat the Magic 120 24 97. All these are gonna like I told you about that, guys. Also known as also Mavs beat the Pathetic Warriors 123 115. All these are gonna that, guys. As well, buddy. Also, this news, by the way, guys. Oh yeah, don't forget Sunday's main event is gonna be tomorrow night, guys. Check that out. Sunday's main event Montreal tomorrow night. Check that out, guys. All these are going for that. Another also, by the way, guys. Bruins. Oh yeah, the hockey news here. Bruins beat the Golden Knights 4-3. The Wild defeat the Red Wings 4-3. The Blue Jays defeat the Stars 1-0. Pens defeat the Oilers 6-2. Blackhawks they defeat the Canes 4-3. Sabres defeat the Canadiens 4-2. The Preds they defeat the Suns 5-3. The Panthers they defeat the Oilers 6-2. That's all news you can use it for. That's all about that, guys. Also, this news, by the way, guys. Let's see. And also, by the way, everybody that I want to start, by the way, shout out to Mariska Hargitay, Tiffany Thiessen, to see here. Oh yeah, B Janet of KOF 15 and City of the Wolves, by the way. Yuki of Last Play, Valerie Lepelch, Molly Chevelli, to see here. Katie McKenzie, to Dre Michelle, to Ella Rodriguez, Doubtson, Croez, Sumo, Julia Jones, Rachel Cruz, to McKenna, Melvin, Addis Russ, by the way, Remy Marie, Richard Roxburgh, Jen Barlow, Sheldon Lester. So send my brother make sure to send all this. You got a much all to say about that, guys. That's all you got, everybody. That's all I can say. All right, ladies, that's gonna do it there for the Global Sports. Like, subscribe to the Global Sports Boy YouTube channel, Facebook, on Instagram. We touch your sponsor. Your sponsor on let's see here. Let's see. Justin Minter become the new Ravens coach. By the way, he's reuniting with them. By the way, he's been there from 2017 to 2020 under the unexpected tutelage of John Harbaugh. Thoughts about that, guys? And John Harbaugh is the Giants coach, which is, by the way, as well. Was it Fernando Mendoza going to the 2026 NFL draft? Thoughts about that, guys? Also, this, guys. I'm not sure people can write their sponsors. I'm not sure Bill's Mafia can write this. So, Philip Rivers, by the way, he has been interviewed for Bills Mafia coaching Vegas. So thoughts about that, guys? What are your thoughts about that? You think he's going to get? After Sean McDermott got released, by the way, after 9 seasons. Your thoughts on that, guys? Let me know about, guys. Also, another news, by the way, that Cam Smotherman was collapsing after a UFC win, by the way, just last night. Awful news there, guys, or today. Really sad news there, guys. That's everything you need to know on that, guys. So, yeah, guys, that's all news you need to know, everybody. So, really sad news there, guys. Hope he's doing okay, and wish him for his spirit company. Hope he goes with it, which he will, by the way. So, condolences out to him, by the way. Also, guys, with us right away, been detained yet again on the drug trafficking and also the conspiracy to distribute and possess cocaine. By the way, conspiracy to export cocaine and continue the criminal enterprise and murder. By the way, charged for murder. By the way, as well. But for witness tampering, he was charged for witness. He was charged for witness tampering to tamper with evidence. By the way, also money laundering for embezzlement, racketeering, conspiracy. Also, now he's being charged for conspiracy to distribute. Possess cocaine, by the way, controlled substance, by the way, murder, by the way, which he was. So, yeah. And he ordered the hits on a Colombian witness. He shot the Colombian witness in the head. So that's. But he's back in jail, by the way, which is, by the way, that's he's convicted. He's convicted yet again. I've got by the way for him. That's all the news we got for that, guys. Also, guys, singer got some Pacific Love. She's gonna have her first kiddo. Thoughts about that, guys? Guys on that. What thoughts on let's see here. Oh yeah, Sunday's main event is gonna be tomorrow night, guys. Check that out. Montreal, check that out. Also, guys, last night's impact. So JDC introduced Barrett Bronson, by the way, last night. And then Eddie Edwards turns on JDC. You guys remember JDC retired from Boston, which is, by the way. And also the system, they turned on Moose. So Eddie Edwards, I'm sorry, so JDC and Moose, they've been executed from the system, which they are, by the way. And also, the two members of the system were Cedric Alexander and Barrett Bronson. But wow, guys, wow. your thoughts on that? Let me know, everybody. I'll address response as well, bro. That's everything to say about that, guys. So yeah, Chase retired from pro wrestling, which he is, by the way, after his loss to Eddie Edwards, and also the fact that Moose has been turned. He's been sent back as well, by the way, by Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, and also after Brad Bronson and also Sergio Johnson attacked Moose and JDC as well. Thoughts about that, guys? So I'll address response as well, but it's all this you gotta know, guys, as well. So guys, and listen, ever seen his accounts, which she did not. So that's everything you gotta know, buddy. That's all this to say on that. So your thoughts already let me know about that, guys. So just response as well, buddy. So where's Moose gonna wind up at, guys? Who knows where? I mean, he did compete for the NXT. I mean, he's competed against Oba Femi, former NXT champ, by the way. Even he's competed against Ollie Guthrie Page for the NXT North American title, by the way, guys, as well. So I think Moose. I mean, he's got a score so system, by the way, but he could be out of his way towards. He could be leaving at TNA as well, by the way. So thoughts about that, guys, as well. Also, guys, JDC's he's turned pro wrestler as well, which is, by the way, I told you to go for that, guys. Also, everybody. So yeah, Indy Hartwell got a win against Emma Elegance, which she did, by the way, as well, and also Abe Elegance, she's back, by the way, as well. That's all. Ash Elegance, she's back. That's all you got for that. Also, guys, let's see here. What's Fernando Mendoza going to the 2026 NFL draft? Thoughts about that, guys? Let me know about that. Just response to buddy. Also, guys, let's see here. So, anybody wish shout out tweet out to B. Janet of KW15 and City of the Wolves, by the way. Thoughts on and also Yuki Last Blade, Valerie LePelch, Molly Chevelli, to Katie McKenzie, to Julia Jones, Sumo, Doutson, Croez, Ella Rodriguez, Dre and Michelle. Somebody really be sure to do some. That's all you got. Nobody. I'll bet for breaking news in terms of updates on hold on one close sports weather sport later. You got to seconds. Oh, be sure. One thing. Be sure to stay safe out there for that because there's snowstorm. So stay safe out there, guys, and stay indoors. And be sure to stay safe out there. That's all you do because the snowstorm is crazy. That's all there's to say about that, guys. So be sure to stay safe and warm out there. Take care, everybody. You guys have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. Be safe out there. Bye bye.